1, 2, 3, yeah. Sayo says, have you heard what Sayo says? Whether she's sitting down by herself or with her friends, that's what Sayo says. Sayo says, have you heard what Sayo says? Whether she's sitting down by herself or with her friends, that's what Sayo says. Let's give it a boom. Sayo says, ASMR, I'm whispering in your ear, and you love it. You like the way I'm whispering. Yeah, it sounds so good. Oh yeah, what do they call it? They call it an eargasm or a soundgasm. Oh yeah. Let me not romance you. Literally less than a minute into the episode. Okay. Let me go back to my usual pitch, to my usual tone, because I am very, very aware of just how alluring I am. And just how seductive and sensual I is. Oh yes, honey. What's actually wrong with me? Because anyway, Sha, how are you doing, babe? How are you? I hope you've had a good week. I've had a fab week. I've had a fabulous week. Oh my goodness. First of all, the weather is it's raining cats and dogs. It is raining cats and dogs out there. Such an interesting idiom. It's such an interesting idiom, raining cats and dogs. And I love the visuals that it provides as well, because cats and dogs are, quite notoriously known for not getting along and being quite quarrelly and, and fighty in their interactions with one another. And so to describe the rain through the metaphor of raining cats and dogs, this tumultuous relationship where there was a power imbalance and that power struggle of underdog, unintended, of underdog being the cat and the oppressive entity being the dog is so interesting. It just further goes to help us illustrate just how brutal the rain is. That's how I was waffling in my GCSE and A-level English language and literature exams. I honestly love literature. I really do love literature, because you can't tell me I'm wrong, because I can argue as to why I'm right and how it could be a valid interpretation. Do you know what I mean? That's why I was gifted and talented in English. Do you know what? I even made a tweet the other day, talking about how the gifted and talented program in my school was really just subpar. I didn't really feel that sense of superiority through the program, and I thought that's what it was supposed to do. I thought that's what the gifted and talented program was supposed to do, to make you, to further cement that sense of superiority, academic superiority over your peers that are not gifted and talented. But my school didn't make me feel any more superior than I already did to my peers. I would laugh, but I'm not joking. Anyways. That was the laugh that was at, because I'm actually joking. It wasn't that deep. But honestly, the gifted and talented program in my school was actually kind of dead. I was gifted and talented in, let me know what you were gifted and talented in, if you were gifted and talented in your school, right? But I was gifted and talented in English language, English literature, drama and theatre studies, music, art, PE, RE? Yeah. Damn. This is what I'm saying. Yo, don't get me, look. Man's best for, come on, man. Get me, man's just good at things. I was one of those students that was just good at everything. And so because of that, I didn't really know how to trying to cross my legs after doing gyms. After doing gyms? Yes, after doing gyms. After doing gymnasium, exercising. Bro, it's so hard because I was working on my abductors. It's my favorite muscle. You know the meaty part on the inner thigh. Ah, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. It's my favorite body part. It's my favorite body part. I love like a meaty inner thigh. Shit. It's just so delicious. Sorry guys, I'm getting flashbacks of when thighs were wrapped around my sorry. Anyways, gifted and talented. Oh my goodness. Anyways, we need to talk. I know it sounds like we're breaking up. I promise, babe, I'm not breaking up with you. I love you. We are ride or die, okay? Please, I'm not breaking up with you, but we do need to talk. We need to talk about Sayo's Supper Club. Oh my goodness, guys. So, for those of you who do not know, I think it was like last week, but by the time this comes out, it would have been 2 weeks. Anyways, whatever. I had my first Sayo's Supper Club showcase. For those of you who do not know, I mentioned in a previous episode that I was, as well as having the release of my single Sassy Man.
He's a sassy man, self-proclaimed high value man.
Never been a gentleman. Yeah, skibbity up. As well as having the release of my single Sassy Man, I was also going to put on a show. Sayo's Supper Club was that show. So the event is basically dinner and a show. My favorite thing. It's like my favorite date activity. It's either like dinner and a show or dinner in the theater. And then we go, we go to the theater. After theater, we go to dinner and we eat. We talk about the concepts and the themes and, the more salient things and the more subtle things within the production that we watched, the topics explored. And that way we kind of we gauge each other's level of perception. Because for me, I need to know you're a perceptive somebody. If we're gonna be dating, I need to know that you're a perceptive somebody. Like, it's very, very important. I can't be with a dull-minded, dimwit. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just don't like that. Anyways, Sayo's Supper Club was dinner and a show. I was the host, of course. I was the host as well as one of the performers, and I had 3 performers. I had Aki Soul.
My lady, you're mine.
I had Dion Bromfield. And I had my sweetie patootie Koji Radical.
And that's why you keep calling me, trying to set boundaries, but you want to find the things, and there ain't no crime to be.
It was phenomenal. If you missed out, snooze you lose, babe. Snooze you lose. You snooze you lose. Snooze you lose. If you missed out, don't worry, because it is going to be a regular thing. Yes, it is. It's going to be a regular event that we hold every now and then, every couple of months, because obviously these things take time to plan, budget, etc. Child. It is not easy being curating cultural experiences, because it was a cultural experience, I had amazing, talented, gifted performers from the community, and they just shelled it down. There's going to be a lot, we'll put lots of clips and stuff like that throughout this episode, but it was just so amazing. The next one, we already, myself and my unofficial talent manager, my unofficial music manager, Jay. I've been trying to get this man to be to come on as my artist manager for ages. And then one day I just snapped and I just shouted on him. I actually shouted on him. I was just like, you have produced almost every single one of my pieces. I trust you so much to produce the level and standard of art that I require for my pieces. How dare you not be my artist manager? How dare you? I shouted on him. But he's honestly so good. You know me, I do not like to give men their flowers. I don't. But I'll give him a daisy. You know that small flower. I'll give him a daisy. Not a daisy chain, a daisy. Because like he was so instrumental in putting on that show. It was amazing. It was so much fun. So the pieces that I performed, and I performed bottomless brunch that is bottomless. You bring bottomless joy, cocktails, and a cheeky munch. Not quite breakfast, but more than lunch. I'll decide when I've had enough. No longer am I called a daytime drunk because now it's called brunch. Bottomless brunch. Performed bottomless brunch, performed sassy man, performed rice and stew. There is rice and stew at home. I cannot wait. So I have with rice and stew, I have a version with Jay. And then I have another version with my other producer, Niji. Hi, Niji. Love you lots. With Niji, who is an incredibly talented musician and artist. I actually featured on one of his, I think it was either one or two of his pieces in as part of his album. Amazing album. You should most definitely check it out. I'll probably link it in the description for you to listen to. If you like jazz, if you like, it's like Afro. It's very much like Nigerian inspired, very Yoruba inspired. It's just delicious. Very, very delicious. But so I have a version of Rice and Stew with Niji, which is the one that I plan on doing like a big rollout for. And I plan on like releasing. It is incredible. Like my manager, Nick, hi Nick, love you. Mwah. Like he absolutely loves it. Like loves it. Anyways, so I performed Bottomless Brunch, Rice and Stew, Sassy Man, and Soft Life. It was just amazing. The performance was so good. Like, and having like my community there, having people there, cause ciao, it was spenny. The tickets were spenny, but we sold out. Duh. We sold out, and it was just amazing to have people there to witness the arts and the beauty of the beauty in the art of being an artist, of whether it be a spoken word artist or, like a singer or a rapper, etc. It was just amazing. And so Sayo Supper Club is going to be a regular feature of mine. Like a regular in-person event where we'll be going to different venues, etc., and putting on dinner and a show. We learned so much from the first one, and it was just fabulous. Honestly, like I just love it. I feel like I'm just so satisfied and fulfilled, despite some people who, want to call me cold-hearted and unfulfilled. That's me sending shots and indirecting somebody in my life who had the temerity and the audacity to call me unfulfilled and cold-hearted because I challenged because I challenged him. And anyways, it was very, very fulfilling. Like, it's just so good to be, like, everything that I've said that I wanted to do, I have done. Do you know what I mean? Like the blood drive campaign, It Takes a Village. I said I wanted to do that, and I launched that in September, and we're doing amazing things. We've had so many articles and so many, journalistic bodies cover that. We were featured on British Vogue. We were featured on The Metro. We've been featured on Brixton Blog. We've been featured on The Voice. We've been featured on so many platforms, and for that I'm very, very grateful. I've gone on so many podcasts to speak about it. I put out my single Sassy Man. I launched, Sayo Says, like this. Sayo Says, hey, have you heard what Sayo says? Whether she's sitting down by herself or with her friends that were Sayo Says. That's what Sayo Says. Launched Sayo Says. We're doing amazing. We're almost at 10K, guys. That's amazing. Considering we started this with like 2K. We're almost at 10K. Amazing. Yay. Congratulations to us. Congratulations to us. Thank you. Eshe o. Eshe mo dupe o. Eshe o. Like launch the campaign. Put out my single, launched my show, launched, Sayo Supper Club. Like, there's just so many things are happening, Sha. Things are happening. I love being a doer. I love getting things done. Like, it might take me some time, but I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna do it. And when I do it, I'm gonna double dip my coochie lip in that shit. I'm gonna double dip my coochie lip in that shit, make it extra good, extra juicy. Do you guys have any, like, obviously we spoke about raining cats and dogs, yeah, but do you guys ever just make up your own idioms as well? I be making up my own idioms and my own phrases all the time. All the time. Because why not have fun with language? That's literally my entire brand. Like the heck. So I love, one of my favorite idioms to say is, I'll share two with you because I want to create scarcity. I want to create that scarcity mindset. I want to create that exclusivity like Dubois Diamonds did when they, found that mine of diamonds in Zimbabwe and South Africa, etc. And they stockpiled it and they released it bit by bit so that they could ramp up the prices of diamonds. So to create the illusion of scarcity and rarity so that they could upmarket and charge extortionate prices. And then they began their campaign of diamonds are a girl's best friend and, diamond rings, etc. As if that is anyway, Sha. Two of my favorite idioms that I say. One, man, if someone does something really good, I say, man, they double dip their coochie lips into it. Because who doesn't love coochie lips? Obviously, apart from people who don't love coochie lips, but generally speaking, a lot of people love coochie lips. Coochie lips are good. Life cometh from coochie lips. So whenever I say, oh yeah, man, I'm going to double dip my coochie lip into this, it's like I'm going to double dip my coochie lip into it and make it twice as good. That's my idiom. I love it. Feel free to use it if you want. Just make sure to credit me. And when people start looking at you like a pervert, like a sideways somebody, it's okay. You can tell them that you got it from Sayo Says, as long as you direct them to come and subscribe to our Tubes of You. Welcome to my Tubes of You. Tubes of me and Tubes of You. Tubes of me and Tubes of You. Tubes of who? Tubes of you. Tubes of me and Tubes of You. As long as you direct them to the Tubes of You so that they can subscribe. So that they can subscribe. Us too. Let's be on 10K. I don't know. Ejeka what 10K club. So there's double dip your coochie lips, this is a compliment, by the way. This is a term of endearment. It's a compliment. When someone does something really good, man, you double dipped your coochie lip in that. Damn, like my producer, when he, when he does great work for me, man, Jay, you double dipped your coochie lip into that track. When I write a piece that is amazing, like, Shall you double dipped your coochie lip in that? Isn't that more fun than, oh yeah, that's so great? Dead, boring, yuck. Yuck. That's not what we want. That's too shit. We want to be experimental with language. So double dip your coochie lip is one, you're welcome. And then another one of my idioms is, when people say, there's plenty more fish in the sea. Yuck. Mind you, the sea is polluted. Oceanic acidification is bastardizing the fish. Global warming, climate change is bastardizing the fish. And sometimes you don't want fish. What if you're vegan? What if you're vegan? And you'll say, no, yeah, there's plenty more fish in the sea. Let's be considerate of vegans, guys. Vegans are people too. No? So a more inclusive, and I feel very unoffensive and more considerate terminology and idiom is there's plenty more plantain in the oil. Let's do away with there's plenty more fish in the sea. We don't want it. Keep it. I don't want it. Keep it. I don't want it. Mind you, I'm a fishy girl. I love fish. If I go to a restaurant, I'm going to order that sea bass. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? I went to, I stayed at Art Hotel not too long ago, and it was amazing. Oh my goodness, there's even a story I need to tell you about that, by the way. But I stayed at Art Hotel. Shout out to my good sis Sarah, who hooked me up with a complimentary stay, and thank you so much to Art Hotel for the stay as well. I'll insert some clips and pictures and stuff of my stay as well. But it was just so much fun. I love arts, man. I just love art. I love colors. I love vibrancy. I love patterns. I love designs. I love things that make an otherwise plain and neutral space colorful and vibrant. I love that. Anyways, so before quick little side step. Before going to stay at Art Hotel, I actually went to I did a rage room. I went to a rage room experience. I forgot what I was talking about before. Now we're talking about rage room. Get on with it. Plenty more plantain in the oil. Plenty more plantain in the oil. You're also welcome to use that one as well, as long as you credit me and direct people to come and subscribe to our TubesOfYou. Okay, thank you. Anyways, so before I went to Art Hotel and stayed at the hotel, I took one of my girls to a rage room. Always wanted to go to a rage room. I was supposed to go to a rage room with this babe that I was dating, but things didn't really work out. She was a bit like, I don't know, like things just didn't really work out, our timings we weren't really aligned timing wise, etc. So anyway, I took my good sis Estelle, love you Estelle, to a rage room because she has had a really difficult year. I even tweeted about this as well because I just feel like, I don't know, like my friendships, I treat my friendships really romantically because I just feel like, I don't know if me saying that I treat them romantically is also flattening the beauty of platonic relationships as well. Anyways, you know what I mean, semantics, whatever. But I'm very precious about my friendships, and I really try to, to show up for my friends and just support them and, just care for, not just about them, but for them. So my good sister Estelle had been going through some, some hardships, etc. And she was always talking about how, how angry she was, and she was just really upset. And I just hated seeing that. So, when she was expressing how angry she was, I was like, boom, rage room. So she came back into the country. And when she landed, I was like, okay, cool, boom, I have a surprise for you. And with Estelle, she's so good at guessing. It's really annoying, actually, because you can't surprise her. It's so annoying. You cannot surprise her. But anyway, so I said, okay, cool. Leave it with me. I've got a surprise for you. I want to take you out. Let's, let me sort it out. Sorted it out. And we were on the phone, and she was like, oh, is it a rage room? Are you going to take me to a rage room? I was like, oh, man, Estelle, Stop guessing everything right all the time. She always guesses when I try to surprise her. Anyways, went to the rage room. I'll put in the video that I made that I posted on TikTok. Follow me on TikTok, by the way, simply_Sayo. Anyways, went to the rage room. It was amazing. It was exactly what I needed. I feel like I had more rage to get out of myself than she did. It was kind of like a gift. It was kind of like the gift that kept on giving. But it was an amazing experience. We smashed a bunch of plates. We smashed a bunch of old, electronics and stuff. It was very whoppa, ole kind of thing. Like the Greeks do. Just smash. And it was just nice to be in that room where rage is encouraged, because I entitle myself to the full spectrum of my human emotions, because that's what being human is, entitling yourself to the full spectrum of your emotions. I think it's very interesting how society encourages emotional suppression and demonizes emotions that are branded and spiritualized as being negative. I generally don't believe or have an internalized understanding or perception of that anger and rage are inherently bad emotions. They're not. I think it's more so about how you channel it and how you allow it to inform your decisions. Mind you, have you people not seen Inside Out? Have you not seen Inside Out? The whole story, the whole moral of Inside Out was that even emotions such as sadness are full and need to be expressed for the sake of emotional harmony and an emotional pendulum movement. You know? That's the whole point. The whole message of Inside Out is that there is no such thing as an emotion that you should suppress, because look at what happens when you suppress emotions. You don't deal with things properly. And so going to the rage room, especially in this maddening world, was so therapeutic. It was actually better than therapy, to be honest with you, because mind you, I'd been to therapy. We were talking about it in, I think, maybe episode 2 or 3 or something, you know, or 4. Talomo. You know? So we went to the rage room and it was just so good to release. I didn't hold back, child. I did not hold back. And it was just amazing to do. It was very, very necessary. So went to the rage room. It was an amazing experience. But see, this is the thing about like over religiosity and like hyper spirituality that just jars me. Yeah. Because why I post that video now, right? This the video of being in the rage room. Mind you, I very much entitle myself to being an angry black woman. Of course I'm angry. If you've angered somebody, why would they not be angry? Like, please, you're not going to use stereotypes to try and emotionally suppress me for your own comfort. Because when people encourage emotional suppression, it's more so in consideration of how other people will feel, as opposed to how you will feel, as opposed to how the person who is being made to feel those emotions is going to feel. Mind you, black women are very much up there with people who are sufferers with autoimmune disease caused due to stress. Black women live very stressful experiences, very stressful, navigating this world. This anti-black world. This anti-black woman world. This misogynist world. As a dark-skinned honey pie, patootie, cutie patootie, terracotta mocha, chocolate, honey pie. It's okay when I call myself all these things. Don't ever think that you can now come and be calling me chocolate. Don't call me chocolate. Don't. I'm doing it within the context of this joke, satire right now. Anyways, as a coffee babe, I don't look like a coffee babe right now because the UK sun has disappeared. And so I'm looking a little bit yellower than I usually do. I'm looking a bit more racially ambiguous than I usually am. She's biracial. She's a biracial girl. Biracial girl. I'm looking very biracial right now. Very racially ambiguous. Anyways, this world is very maddening, right? And so entitling yourself, especially as black women, to show the full spectrum of your emotions is very important and is very healthy. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, sister. Hey, do not let anybody tell you otherwise, my sister. Again, it's just about how you channel it. And so I would definitely recommend going to a rage room, or heck, just going to your back garden or going to a park somewhere and smashing something. Obviously, pick up after yourself. If you want to lay down a tent or something or some fabric and smash, you can do that. Make sure it's away from other people, etc. And do what it is you need to do. If you have garden, I know the majority of people in this Londonistan do not have have access to private gardens, but it as well. Anyways, entitle yourself to the full spectrum of your emotional range. It's very important. It's a sign of emotional intelligence when you allow yourself to express how it is you feel. Do not allow stereotypes. Do not allow all of these suppressing narratives to silence you into internalizing and bottling up your emotions and therefore developing autoimmune diseases. Don't do it. That's how your hair will now start falling out from stress. That's how you'll now start developing all kinds of conditions, skin conditions, hives, all kinds of things. Your cortisol is increasing because you're not releasing. Ooh, bars. Let me write that down. Give me 1 sec. Let me write that down. Because I actually have a poem called Angry Black Woman. So maybe I need to update that. Let me write Angry Black Woman. Boom. So I just had to do that. You know, I have a very bad memory. But yeah, your cortisol is increasing because you're not allowing yourself to be releasing your emotions. Vibes. So it's very important, you know. But anyways, as I was saying, when I posted the video, why somebody now come and spiritualize it and comment some dumb shit like, oh, why does this feel demonic? This is demonic. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. How are you demonizing? How are you demonizing anger? How are you demonizing the expression of very righteous rage? The rage that the majority of people feel towards injustices, towards being disenfranchised, towards being an oppressed group, towards, you know, all of the terrible things happening in the world, all the suffering in the world that we're constantly being bombarded with and we're constantly being inundated with, is not demonic. How is that wrong? Like, what? Oh, shit. This is the kind of stuff that really annoys me, because why would you come with your big head in my comment section and say, oh, this is demonic because I'm smashing old plates and old ballerina and old CD and VHS sets in an enclosed and controlled environment that is specifically designed for the outlet of said emotions in a society that literally suppresses any kind of resistance to the bullshit and fuckeries that we experience on a habitual and daily basis. Shut up. Like, things like that really annoy me, because just because you have internalized this wrong belief, mind you, this wrong notion, because I want to stay away from saying belief. I hate that word. This wrong notion that that expressing your anger and your rage, etc., is demonic, does not mean that you should now be projecting it onto other people. Keep that shit to yourself. No one cares what you think. No one cares what you think. Who even asked you? Who sent you? Oh, this is demonic. Shut up. Who asked you? It's not demonic. Stop demonizing people's righteous rage. What the hell? If you're not angry, you're not paying enough attention, or you're just stupid. Like, if you're not angry, you are suppressing your own emotions. Congratulations. When your hair starts falling out because you see people expressing rage in controlled and safe environments designed specifically for the expression of literally demonized emotions that are just healthy human emotion, reactive human emotions as demonic, that's your own. When your hair starts falling out, congratulations to you. Like, I hate stuff like that. Stop demonizing people's self-expression, especially when no one is being harmed. Clown. It was not too long ago when they were mourning the death of Voldemort, who was shot. 16 shots to go, pa, 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 pa. As Steph London said. 16 shots, you go, shut down like a rama, pa, 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 pa. No man can care about, no, was it? No girl can talk about my mother. 16 shots, you go, on down a tumba, pa, 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 pa. Anyways, like, be effing for real, man. Be so for real. Something that really annoys me, man. Like, anyways, when people were crying and wailing and trying to make a martyr out of a literal white supremacist, when they wanted to be doing that. These are the same people that are saying that expressing your rage in an enraging, infuriating, and frustrating world that can literally make you sick. Do you people not understand epigenetic? You don't understand epigenetics. All that generational trauma, all that generational suppression, it changes you on a physiological, molecular level. Somebody is finally entitling themselves to expressing their rage. You want to demonize it. You better shut up. Shut up. Stuff like that really annoys me, because I let people be. When someone is expressing an emotion that clearly has been triggered, that has been unlocked by really frustrating or whatever the kind of event is, or whether it's, you know, when someone is crying, I don't tell them, oh, don't cry, let it out. You've been triggered. It's a response. It's emotional intelligence. There's intelligence in expressing your emotions. What are we talking about? Silly. Oh yeah, I think going to a red room is demonic. It's even you that's the demon. It's you that's the demon. For you to be seeing demonic things, demonic entities all the time, you are the demon. I don't even call them demographic anymore. I call them demon graphic. Demon graphic. Because they demonize everything. Maybe that's how they were demonizing Rema when he did his show because of the bats and the red. Mind you, it's just his culture, Benin culture. Bats are a symbol of royalty in Benin culture. Then I was like, oh, he's demonic. Oh, he's demonic. Why did you buy tickets then, you clowns? Go and listen to Hillsong or something, and let people who wanna enjoy Rema and Hillsong enjoy. Stop. It's so annoying. Anyway, Shout Supper Club was amazing. Shout Supper Club was amazing. Like I said, we're going to be having more regular shows. I'm planning another one for December, period. But around December, I'm having my bone marrow transplant. You know, we're going to do another episode on that, actually. Bone marrow transplant with my sister. I'm going to be a bone marrow donor, as well as being a blood donor. I'm a bone marrow donor. You get me? Like light work. Get me? What? Saving lives? Calm, man. Calm. Light work. It's just another day, man. Just another day serving my community that I so dearly love and care for, man. Like, calm, man. Anyways, we're planning another one in December, so make sure you are there. I'll try to announce it before. This is me soft launching it, by the way. So when I come back again, and I'm doing, oh yeah, guys, I have another Sayo Supper Club, and I put the link in the description in the TubesOfYou video. Make sure that you grab your ticket because they sold very quickly. But it's an amazing experience, to be honest with you. Like, it's fabulous. So I want to quickly talk about what has been happening on Twitter. This one, banana. Let me off this glove. Fashion will not come and hinder my productivity. This one, silly Billy Banana, now came and said, bruh, the amount of black British women, and mind you, he didn't capitalize the black. He didn't capitalize the black. He didn't capitalize the B in black. You must always capitalize the B in black. Let me do it with the glove. Capitalize the B in black. Bruh, he says, the amount of black British, but he capitalized British. Okay. Anyways, bruh, the amount of black British women dating transactionally these days is crazy. Everyone now came and flogged him. Rightfully so. Silly baboon. What a silly Billy. Will you keep quiet? Can you shut up that your dirty mouth? It's always the undateables. It's always the undateables that have so much shit to say. Mind you, he just wanted to talk shit about black women. He just wanted to talk shit about black women. Because I feel like I doubt that he only dates black women. But it's interesting that you want to focus your vitriol and, you know, push this and frame this materialism, romantic materialism on black women. Very rarely do you find black men who only date black women, right? And so for him to focus and channel this annoyance, this stupid energy towards black women is very, very interesting. He just wanted to talk shit about black women. Obviously, people now got onto him like, shut up. Because mind you, I feel like it is fair to say that black British women, generally speaking, have very... not even in a rude or derogatory or defamatory way, but just like realistically and from conversations that I've been having, generally have very low expectations when it comes to dating, when it comes to what they entitle themselves to asking. Remember before the great shift, Before the great shifts, before black was beautiful, before, black women were publicly and digitally being praised for our beauty, before the great shift in the early 2000s and prior, when we would not be able to go online, on Twitter, more specifically, without being abused just because, without being able to scroll past at least 5 random tweets degrading and dehumanizing black women. Remember that time? Remember? We're still reeling from that collectively as a community, especially black women, black British women. We're still reeling from that. We're still recovering from that. The remnants of that kind of hatred, that kind of misogynoirist energy is etched into my psyche. I will never forget. That's why I did not have Twitter. I saw the things that were happening on Twitter. I said, nah, it's all right, man. Unprovoked. Black women were randomly getting called gorillas, randomly getting called ugly, randomly getting called. They've now updated it to UK beasts, referring to more so predominantly dark-skinned black women. Dark-skinned plus size black women. The fallout of that kind of hatred is still within the cultural and social fabric of our romantic and platonic interactions. This bastard now came to say, now wants to come and say, black women date materialistically. What should we date for? A black man's love? The love of a man? We should date for the love for man's love. We should be happy with, we should be satiated and satisfied with dating for what? A man's love, because a man's love is so transformative. Because a man's love is so fulfilling, it's so selfless, it's so considerate, generally speaking, historically speaking. Don't let any of these undateables, that's what they are, the undateables. Don't let the undateables have any kind of influence in how you approach dating, especially as a black woman. Look, being single is not a curse. It is not a bad thing. It is not a point of shame. It's not anything embarrassing. It's nothing negative. Rather to be single than to be loved poorly. Rather to be single than to be treated like a burden. Rather to be single than to compromise on the standard of love that you want. Because mind you, most women just want considerate love. A love that considers. A love that comforts. A love that hails them. A love that makes them feel appreciated and safe. Financial safety and security and support most definitely plays into that. And it always has, always should, and it always will. Do not shy away. If I hear that any of my succulents are accepting mediocre, subpar love, I'll deal with you. I will deal with you. I will flog you. Do not accept any love that unsettles your nervous system. Do not accept any love that unsettles your nervous system. Do not accept any love that makes you second guess your position and their feelings about you. Do not bite your tongue when you need clarity. Do not be shy to ask for what it is you want. If it's money that you want from your partner, babe, I need some money. can I get some money for this? Or send them the link to whatever it is you need. Winter is here. Do you need a new winter boots? Go and send the person you're romantically engaging with the link to the winter boots that you want. Why should you not be able to? Why would you not be able to? Me, I send links. Because if I send the link of something that I want to my friend, they will buy it for me. They're not going to say, oh, this is a transactional relationship. I mean, well, yeah. It's a relationship is give and take. Why is it when it has to do with finances and money? That's when you these undateables want to now have a problem with it. Oh, yeah, you only want me for my money. How much money do you have? Do you even have a lifetime ISA? Do you have lifetime ISA? How many savings do you have? How much money is in your Monzo pot? That you're saying, hey, you want me for my money? What? Because she's asking, because you're paying for prawn cocktail and sex on the beach porn star martini on a date. You're dumb. Get out of my face. Don't accept none of that. And I think a really good podcast that I would recommend is the Slumflower Hour. My good sis. I love her podcast. She focuses more so on dating. It's a podcast about dating. You know, people are always like, oh, why is she always talking about men? Why is she always talking about? Because her podcast is literally about dating and more so heteronormative relationships. But it's vast. She equips you with the audacity to be like, you know what? Yeah, if I'm gonna be dating a man who is statistically likely to abuse me, who is statistically likely to put me in danger, I'll be damned if love is the only thing that I'm going to be getting out of it. That kind of rubbish love that men give. Rubbish. This is how I talk on a daily basis. This has been my outlook for a very long time. I've dated men that worship me. That's my type. If I'm dating a man, worship me. Worship me. You have to. You have to go above and beyond to make me feel particularly safe in your presence, to make me feel particularly considered, particularly comfortable in your presence. But I will still have my a level of guard up, because you have to. You have to. Oh my God, it's so cynical. If you wanna be a mumu, go and do mumu. Go and be mumu. Love is not enough. He's talking about how black British women date so transactionally, and black British men date what? Interchangeably? Are you stupid or what? Don't be stupid. Acting like, what? Are you a eunuch? Mind you, the response I even gave to that his stupid tweet. Let me read out the response that I gave to his stupid tweet. The amount of black British women dating transactionally these days is crazy. Shut up, stupid, foolish man. I quite tweeted saying, should we only be dating for man's love? LOL. Because that's paid off for so many women. Mind you, you ask a lot of these men what love is, and they'll describe a sex slave who will suffer and smile. Thou doth protest too much. Pipe down. Suck it up, champ. Thou doth protest too much. Thou doth protest too much. Black British women date to interact transactionally. Are you stupid? If you are not ready to date, say that. If you want a woman that will suffer and smile, say that. Mind you, you don't even need to say that, because we're smart enough to read between the lines of your bullshit. We're smart enough to read between the lines. Don't be dumb. Be single instead of being in an ain't shit relationship. I've spoken about the last relationship, my first and last relationship. First and last official relationship with that stupid man in New York that was pursuing me And I come and say, this relationship is becoming a burden. Real quick. Emi. Adesayo omoto to riwe anat. Oseoluwa abeke talabi. Emi. Burden. Are you fucking dumb? Don't ever talk to me like that. The minute those stupid words left out his beautiful mouth. He's a very beautiful man. The minute those words left his mouth, I said, okay, that's fine. That's it. Ended the relationship then and there. Emiko. It cannot be me that you're talking to and using burden in the same sentence. Weary. Relationship that you pursued me into. I should have left that relationship sooner. There were more signs that I saw that I should have left the relationship sooner. Live and learn. Mistakes of the youth. Mistakes of youth. Do not settle. Be single. Maybe you have, bro, my friendships are so beautiful, so fulfilling, that I feel like it would only be somebody who does not feel fulfilled in their friendships platonically that will now be coming and wailing and crying for romantic relationship and will be tolerating everything. You know people who will be like, oh, at least he at least he knows where home is when you have your prostituting boyfriend. Your harlot boyfriend. Oh, at least he knows where home is. Shut up. But Sha, if that's what you want, I think obviously there's nuance to this. I understand the socialization of women to so much prioritize romantic relationships and the desire for romantic pairing. I understand that. But at the same time, just because I'm understanding of it doesn't mean I have to be accepting of it. I can't accept relationships and friendships with male-identified and male-centered women. I can't do it. I can understand why it is you got to that, to that unfortunate worldview, that unfortunate behavior, but I do not have to be accepting of it. Oh, hashtag be kind. Okay, but don't be stupid. Hashtag don't be stupid. I can't be in community with male identified women. It doesn't benefit. It does not benefit because they will see you as discardable. My man. They'll just, it's my man, my man comes first. Bro, I could be in the middle of being intimate with my partner, with my man. If one of my girls texts me, calls me, says, Sayo, from the minute I hear I said, I'll slap him, get off me. Boom. My friend needs me. Tom Cruise one. I'm there. My friendships will always come. If you're going to date me, just know that. My friends have been with me through thick and thin. My friends have been with me from when I was a young warthog, when he was a young warthog. From when I was a young warthog. From Timon and Pumbaa. Lion King, sorry. When I was a youngster. Friends that have invested in me in ways that a man that's been in my life for what? How many minutes? Bro, you don't compare. Don't ever. If a man ever try to put me in an ultimatum situation, oh, me or your girls, get out of my face. Get out of my face. I'm always gonna choose the girls. I'm always gonna choose my girls. Girlfriends, there until the end. You know what I mean? My girlfriends, there until the end. Always gonna choose my girls. Don't ever put me. Like, the person who puts me in an ultimatum will always be the person who will lose. Because no, if you love me, you will never put me in an ultimatum. I'm sorry. That's me. Anyway, Sha. But I just think it's very important to, when you're navigating dating, they talk about, male loneliness epidemic. Them man ain't lonely enough. They're not lonely enough because there will always be a male-identified woman who dreams of being a boy mom that will be there supporting that uselessness. The undateable. Leave the undateables for the male-identified women. It's not for us to date. It's not for us to date. Be single. Invest in other relationships outside of stupid romantic relationships. That's not to say that, there's no value or there's no, I don't understand the enjoyment and the love and the fulfillment that you can get in romantic relationships, but not at the detriment of every other relationship. There is no hierarchy. And if you are going to establish a hierarchy in your relationships, at least have the decency and the sense and the respect for your friendships to have them be above your romantic relationship. Sorry, that's me. Romantic relationships are, by definition, all relationships are transactional. Why is it now you have a problem with it? Because black women are requiring more of you. Because black women are saying that they want more. They want to feel more supported. Crawl in a hole and stop breathing. If that's the stupid mentality you want to be coming with. Rubbish. Don't piss me off. Anyway, Sha, it's been a while since we have done book reading, okay? So we are still reading. We are still reading from The Sex Lives of African Women, okay? Let me know if you want me to be including this in more like episodes, but I feel like because I talk about so much in these episodes, I just feel like it's okay to not read it, to not have it because it's a segment, We are moving on to our booked and busy segment of Sayo Says, okay? This is the segment, for those of you who do not know, where we read an extract from our book. So we're still reading from The Sex Lives of African Women. I love this book. I rave about this book all the time. Such varied and nuanced experiences. So we are going to read from... Okay, we are going to... I just randomly booked. Pippa butter, pitta, petta, petta, piti, piti, pitu. The mother that murdered her mother, murdered my mother. The mother that murdered her mother, murdered my mother. Okay, I had to do a tongue twister there. We are going to be reading randomly from Alexis. Okay, so The Sex Lives of African Women is a collection of anecdotes and stories of the varied experiences of African women within the realm of sex. We read stories from women in all types of relationships at all different stages of their lives from around the world, African women around the world. So it's a delicious book. If you do not have it, I would definitely recommend it. Go to your local library, or go to somewhere other than that place to get it. Anyway, Sha. Oh shit. Okay, cool. We're back on Alexis. So I haven't read this one yet. Take it out for you. Okay, so we are reading from Alexis. So Alexis is a 70. Oh, okay. So Alexis is a 71-year-old black queer feminist born in Harlem, New York. She identifies as Afro-Caribbean. The maternal side of her family is from the Caribbean islands, and her paternal heritage is from North Carolina in the United States of America. In this story, she shares about the joys of finding love in her 60s. Amazing. The importance of self-pleasure, and the role that the erotic and a love of food plays in her sex life with her partner. Okay, girl. We got a food kink going on. I love that. Food during sex. Yeah. That's what I'm going to say. Okay, and we begin. So, Auntie Alexis. Sometimes I feel very alive when I wake up in the morning. I'll usually touch myself whilst my partner is snoring loudly next to me. Oh, I like you, Alexis. There was something very exciting about doing that. I think self-pleasure is very important. I have a good erotic life. My partner and I like to indulge in what we call debauchery. Ooh, I love that. Debauchery. One night, we were drunk and doing full... sheds. Yo, this is spicy. Okay, we're going to start from the beginning. Okay. Sometimes I feel very alive when I wake up in the morning. I'll usually touch myself whilst my partner is snoring loudly next to me. There's something very exciting about doing that. I think self-pleasure is very important. I'm such a whore because look at me lowering my, I think self-pleasure is very important. Okay, I'm going to have to read it in that tone. I have a good erotic life. My partner and I like to indulge in what we call debauchery. One night we were drunk and going full tilt at it. It was amazing. And so we made an agreement that it was okay to have debauchery in our lives. Black people are not often invited to identify themselves as hedonistic or deeply in our bodies. For those who don't know, hedonistic is just someone who is like very, very, like prioritizes their pleasure. Hedonism is the love of pleasure. I am on that spectrum. Sorry. Okay. Black people are not often invited to identify themselves as hedonistic or deeply in our bodies. Our sexualities are often pathologized. And so we came to the agreement that nothing we do is related to pathology. Some nights or afternoons, my partner doesn't feel very sexual in the morning. We make ourselves feel good by having drinks and food, and that leads to having sex and making love. I love how she distinguished between having sex and making love, because sometimes you want to have sex and then other times you want to make love. I'm very explicit during sex. Oh, Alexis, I love you. I engage in what people call dirty talking. Oh, Alexis, I love you. I know this because I get results. We also make use of our hands and have a box of sex toys. We often add new toys to our collection. Usually we take turns pleasing each other. Just last night, my partner was saying to me that we need to find something new to do sexually. I'm pretty sure she was suggesting that we experiment with tying each other up. We've talked about this before and are both excited by the idea. We are both in our 70s and have met and have had many lovers over time. So we know our bodies in ways that we didn't fully know in the past. We're willing to engage in sexual acts that interest us, and we can talk about and say, yes, I'd like to try this, but not that. For example, my partner made it clear to me that she doesn't want me to ask her to do anything that will have her on her knees for a long time because she has bad knees. Remember that she's 70, right? Alexis is 70. And so I'm just going to assume that maybe I'm wrong to assume, but contextually, I think her partner is also of the same age. And that will cause her discomfort, which will interrupt her pleasure. It takes energy to have that kind of sex, the kind of sex that we like to have. So if we have sex once a week, that's great. If we have sex every 2 weeks, that's great too. It's not about it's not about quantity for us. It's really about the quality of the loving we can share as self-identified women. My erotic life has to do with intimacy in the bedroom, but it is also a part of a larger reality which has to do with living together, feeding each other, listening to and talking to each other. What we do outside of the bedroom is also a part of our bodily experience. Often we can be turned on just by talking to each other. Sapiosexuals, yeah. We have been together for 4 years now. I was instantly attracted to her when we met. I love when you're just instantly attracted to someone. Like the last guy that I was dating, when I saw him, I was like, oh, okay, I'm really attracted to you. Mind you, that wasn't even the premise upon which we decided to go on this date. It wasn't even a date. It was just like, oh, you're here, I'm here, let's meet up. We were like in the States together at the same time. And, like he messaged me and was like, oh, like, do you want to go for dinner? Like, do you want to meet up? Just as you're from London, I'm from London. Let's both, meet up. We know each other. So, and then, it progressed into being like a date when we realized just how much we were enjoying each other's company. And then I went back to his. Anyways. We've been together for 4 years now. I was instantly attracted to her when we met. At the time, I had just come out of what I thought was a terrible relationship with another woman, and I was pretty much done. I wasn't trying to get with anyone else. I said to myself, I don't want to see any other woman. I don't want to smell another woman. I don't want to touch another woman. And then I met the woman I am with now. A mutual friend had introduced us, thinking that we were intellectually compatible. What did I say about sapiosexual? Yeah. I don't think she thought anything romantic would happen between us. This is okay. At the time, I had a new book out, and my partner, who is also a writer, was meant to interview me for a publication she was connected to. That feature never happened. At the time, I lived in New York, and okay, Alexis, we lived the same life. Okay, this is because I met the guy that I met up with the guy that I was last dating in New York as well. And she lived in Florida. So she invited me to come over for a long weekend. I was a bit reticent, but she told me that it would be all right and she would make sure that I was comfortable. When we'd initially met, one of the first things she told me was that she didn't cook. I was like, what the heck? How does this person not cook? I like to cook and I also like to eat. But it turned out that she just doesn't like to cook for herself. She made this amazing meal the first weekend I visited her home that really freaked me out because I wasn't ready for the food that she made. I wasn't ready to have any home cooked food since she had told me that she didn't cook. That was also the weekend that we had our first sexual encounter with each other. It felt very easy and familiar. Don't you just love that? At the end of the weekend, I flew back home, and the following Monday, she traveled to Haiti for 2 months. So she's Haitian. We talked every day while she was there. The distance gave us some time to think, and it also allowed us to miss each other, both in terms of missing each other's bodies, but also the comfort of being with each other. It's amazing to be in your 60s and me. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to age you, Alexis. Alexis is in her 60s, not 70s. Be in your 60s and meet someone that you absolutely fall in love with. I have learned over time that relationships require work. When you're younger, you have a sense of love as being magical. And so relationships happen in that particular space of magic. And it's easy to feel that's all one needs. But I know now that relationships require work and constant work.
The desire that is in the relationship also needs to be nurtured and thought about and re-entered and reimagined. We're going to stop there because I don't know how, this is quite, this is quite a while. That was Alexis, who is a 60-year-old, who is a queer woman in her 60s. No, she's 71. Okay. So Alexis is a 71-year-old Black queer feminist born in Harlem, New York. You see what I mean about I love this book? It just really does amazing things to contribute to normalizing and sexualizing relationships and romance that is outside of your kind of perspective, out of your usual experience. Because a lot of people engage romantically in relationships from a scarcity mindset, from this perceived idea that, there's a time frame in which to find the one. I don't believe in the one, because it's like, please, that's just a marketing ploy, right? And so when you're reading about a 71-year-old woman, queer feminist woman who is having amazing sex and has connected with a woman that she loves, and she feels considered, it broadens your scope and it helps challenge and negate all the feelings of scarcity, romantic scarcity that you might be experiencing, which I think is very, very important. So that was from Alexis. So I hope you enjoyed my reading. I hope you enjoyed my reading. Listen, Audible need to shout me. I would love to have like a yes, just be reading to people. I love reading. It's so fun. But that was another excerpt from another reading for Booked and Busy, our segment in Sayo Says, in which we read an excerpt from a book. I'm thinking to maybe mix it up and maybe alternate. Every now and then I'll read an excerpt from The Sex Lives of African Women, and then another time I'll read, a different book that I'm reading or that I would recommend, because I have quite a few. So I think I'll do that. So every now and then there'll be different books. Let me know what you think about that. I think that would just allow us to, get through more books as well, right? Because I want to be able to recommend quite a few books to you guys, because literacy is very important. Okay, we try, I want to build a community of literate people. Sorry. And I don't mean that in like an elitist way at all. It's just there's a lot more enriching conversations that are to be had. And those are the kind of conversations that this that the show is desires to facilitate. and yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that. And thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Sayo Says. Have you heard what Jacket says? Sayo says, what does Sayo say today? Black women, racial standards. Racial standards. Sayo says, don't listen to the undateables. Okay? And by the undateables, I mean the men that want you to normalize suffering and smiling. The men that want you to normalize being mute and being uncomfortable asking them for things that you should, that you are entitled to ask them for. Support, consideration, financial contributions as well. Like, the heck? Anyways, thanks for listening to another episode. Make sure you are liking, you're subscribing, and you are commenting. Let me know your feedback. Let me know what your favorite part of this episode was. And I will see you in another one. Love you lots. Don't forget to donate blood. Don't forget to donate blood, okay? As part of my initiative, It Takes a Village, as part of the campaign to get 16,000 new black blood donors to register to become blood donors, okay? Link is in the description. Make sure that you are registering and you are booking your appointment to donate blood. All right, love you. Thank you so much. Bye.